After his arrest, fiancée Polly Jenkins committed suicide. Wer hieß nochmal Polly? Ah ja, never mind. He can't recall, you say? Yes, but the incident in question took place 3 days ago. He can testify. Very well. Let's hear this testimony then, shall we, witness? The night of the murder. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. I was in the restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Then I heard a bang. Yup. When I looked out the window, I saw a boat just floating on the I saw a boat just floating on the lake. Then I heard another bang. Just about then, the boat comes back to shore and a man walks by my window. Very well. I'd like to begin the cross-examination. There is nothing to question my witness's testimony. Ergo, no need for cross-examination. Besides, there are only 10 seconds left before our 3 minutes are up. Judge, your verdict now. Yes. Mr. Wright? Natürlich will ich hier in Kreuzfeuer starten. What are you saying? Of course I'll cross-examine the witness. Very well. You may begin. Excuse me, Mr. von Kammer? 3 minutes just passed. I see. Well then, let's just take our time. You may cross-examine the witness. Just after midnight, you say? Yep, just around then. Are you sure? Pretty sure, yep. When I talked to you yesterday, you were rather vague about the time. I'm surprised you seemed so sure about it today. I asked him and he remembered. Isn't that right? Don't glare at me like that. I remember. I remembered it clearly. I did. Yep. It was the night of the 24th, just after midnight. Yup. I was in a restaurant where I rent boats as usual. Is there anyone who can verify that? Well, I guess Polly could. That's not good enough for a court of law. Mr. Wright, exactly what's not good enough? Your Honor, this Polly is a parrot. A parrot? Don't be so hard on the girl, Keithy boy. Keith? The prosecution concedes that we cannot prove the witness was in the shop. Witness, please continue. Then I hear the bang. And where did the bang seem to come from? From the lake, I figure. Are you certain? Yep. Good, continue. Was there someone in the boat? It was pretty far out there. I couldn't see clearly. But I figure there was 2 men out there. Yup. But you couldn't see them clearly. Yup, at the time that is. At the time. So, you hear 2 gunshots in total, right? Yup. That's what Lotta said in her testimony yesterday. By your window? Yep, by my window, right outside the window of my little shack. And could you see the man's face? Well, the fog was pretty darn thick, but he was right in front of me. I saw him. This is a rather important detail. Please add it to your testimony. Sir. I have a bad feeling about this. That man was the defendant. He was saying, I can't believe he's dead. Are you sure? The dead! Dead certain, Keith. He said, I can't believe he's dead, as he was walking by too. Witness, are you sure that the person you saw was Miles Edgeworth? It was him, that Edgeworth boy. This sounds like decisive evidence indeed. I see no room for doubt. Von Kammer. He lured me into cross-examining so he could set me up for a fall. Alter, dieses Gesicht. Nick, I don't like the way things are going here. Everyone in the courtroom is glaring at us. I'd better act quick or this trial is going to be over. Raise no objective. Your Honor, we proved in yesterday's trial that it could not have been Edgeworth who fired that gun. Mr. Wright, are you referring to the fingerprints from Edgeworth's right hand found on the gun? And a photograph showing a man firing with his left hand? Exactly. That is easily explainable. He could have wiped his prints after he fired. You're ignoring the truth of the matter here. Everything in this witness's testimony is true. The judge is lost in thought. What should I do? Your Honor, this witness claims that Edgeworth said, "I can't believe he's dead." But his words is all we have. If he were telling a lie... Mr. Wright, in a court of law, the evidence tells all. Apparently, you have yet to realize even this basic fact. If you say his testimony is a lie, show us proof. Nick, do we have evidence? It's no good. There's nothing I can do. Are you sure? To be honest, I don't know what to do anymore. Please. Can you hear me, sis? Please. We need your help. Nick needs you. 3 minutes was perhaps too high an expectation. However, 15 minutes isn't bad. This must be a new record. Enough. The witness may leave the stand. This court sees no reason to further prolong the trial, nor is there any need for more time to decide the case against the defendant. This case is extremely clear. I see no room for misinterpretation of facts. What? No. This court finds the defendant, Mr. Miles Edgeworth. Was? The accused will surrender to the court immediately, to be held pending trial at a higher court within a month from today's date. This is all. The court is adjourned. Wait! Who was that just now? Me! Huh? Wah! Larry! Whoa, what are you doing here? Listen, you gotta listen to me. I was there in the park the night of the murder. I wasn't sure about it until just yesterday. But today I remembered it. Remembered what? The gunshot! I heard it too! Order! What is the meaning of this? The verdict has been decided. I call for adjournment. One moment, Mr. Von Kammer. So you say you heard a gunshot? Yeah, I did. A gunshot that night. I was sitting here in the audience listening to the testimony. Then I realized something he said was different from what I remembered. Anyhow, I can't just sit here and let you all call Edgy a murderer. It's not right. I'll testify. Let me testify. Der Held der Stunde. Larry wird der MVP. Order! Well, this is the first time something has happened like this in my court. I'm not quite sure how to proceed. Judge, you've already given your decision. The trial is over. Nick! This is it. Larry's given us one final chance. She's right. If only it wasn't Larry. He could make things even worse. Mr. Edgeworth was just declared guilty, Nick. It doesn't get any worse. You're right. Okay. Your Honor, if there is another witness, it is our duty to hear him speak. Right here, right now. A waste of time. The verdict cannot be overturned. Huh? Allow me to speak my opinion. In all court proceedings, it is our duty to prevent an inaccurate verdict. In order to make sure no mistake has been made, every witness should be heard. What is this? I withdraw my previous verdict of guilty. Aha. Larry saved us. Mr. Von Kammer, I order you to call this new witness to testify. Now. What? The court will adjourn for a 5-minute recess. After that, we will hear the new witness. Court is adjourned. Holy shite. This is... Wow. Woo! That was too close. Sorry to keep you on the edge of your seat like that, Edgeworth. I've seen worse. Yeah, right, Edgeworth. You're sweating bullets. I just wonder what Larry plans to say in there. Larry was at the lake that night. Yes. He said he went looking for the steel samurai balloon that flew into the lake. Oh, right. And he found the balloon in the air tank that night. Yeah. Hey, Edgeworth. Huh? You say something, right? Yeah, a lot of things. You seem out of it. What's wrong? It's nothing. Huh? Mr. Edgeworth, there's something I've been meaning to ask you. What's that? Why are your fingerprints on the murder weapon? Oh. When he fell into the lake, I went into a daze. I couldn't understand what had happened. I couldn't think straight. Then I saw the pistol lying on the floor of the boat in front of me. I picked it up without thinking. I didn't have a reason, really. Ah, Edgeworth. I see. Right. Yeah? This might be our chance. Our chance? Von Karma has only ever run perfect trials. Perfect trials? Perfectly prepared witnesses, perfectly complete evidence. That's the secret to his success. This is the first time he's ever had to deal with something unexpected. He has to let someone he hasn't talked to testify before the court. And that someone is Larry. What are you getting at? It's likely his testimony will be full of holes, right? That's right, Nick. No 10 minutes trial this time. We'll milk this one for all it's worth. Omega Zero! Vielen lieben Dank für 6 Monate der Treue. Willkommen zurück und danke für den Support weiterhin. Twitch Prime ist da. Nee, es war kein Twitch Prime, ganz normaler. Danke dir. Hey, it was 15 minutes. 15! Everything's on Larry now. Court is now back in session. Witness, please testify to the court about everything that you saw. On the night of December 24th. Right, leave it to me. Please, Larry, don't mess this one up. I hate to admit it, but you are our last chance. Von Karma didn't even have time to prep his witness. I just hope Edgeworth is right about this being our big break. The night of the murder. That night I was out in a boat on the lake. I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back in at the rental shop dock. Then I was thinking about going home. I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. So after I heard that single gunshot, I went home. Uh-huh. Huh. That was an unusually vague testimony, even for this court. In any case, Mr. Wright, you may begin your cross-examination. Yes, Your Honor. What's wrong, Nick? It's Larry. I have no idea what he's going to say if I press him. I'm a little scared. Huh? Well, we've come this far. There's no way to go but forward, Nick. Punkt. Something wrong, Mr. Wright? There were so many things wrong, I don't know where to begin. Well, okay. First of all, what time was it? Oh, it was after 11 when I went out in the boat. By that time, everyone had gone home for the night, so I waited until the coast was clear, so to speak. And why were you out on a boat in such a late hour? Looking for something? Yeah, Mr. Butts. What was it you were looking for? What the witness was searching for is irrelevant. Most likely he was hunting for this Gordy. That's surprisingly close to the truth in a sense. This is all irrelevant. Let's get over with. Around what time was that? Well, let's see. I figure it was, I was out searching for about an hour. I guess it was around 12, yeah. You're not sure? Hey, don't give me that face. I'm not some sort of human sundial, okay? People use watches these days, Larry. Sundial, by the way. Where did the sound come from? Yeah, well, I wasn't too sure about it. I looked around, you know. Did you look at the lake? Yeah, I looked. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Wasn't there a boat on the lake? Order. Well, Mr. Butts, Whoa, whoa! Everybody just calm down, okay? I mean, it was real foggy that night. I'm not sure whether there was a boat out there or not. Oh, okay, no problem. That's just the most important part of this case. Huh. So you only heard one bang, correct? Yeah. Huh. Well, Nick? That was pretty wishy-washy testimony, wasn't it? I guess I should just start working on the contradictions. Sorry. I wish I could be more helpful, and call my sister. The night I was out in a boat on the lake, I was looking for something and I found it. So I quietly slipped the boat back to the rental shop. Then I was just thinking about going home and I heard this bang. I looked out over the lake, but I didn't see a boat. Muss ich jetzt das Bild hier zeigen? Nein, okay. What the hell? Ach, ich bin doch dumm. Ich habe hier noch die Aussage von Lotta. Wait a sec, Larry. What? You only heard one bang? You're sure? That's what I said. But Miss Lotta Hart testified yesterday that she heard 2 bangs. And the old man just now said the same thing. They both heard 2 gunshots last night. Huh? Were you even listening? Were you even paying attention at all to what they said? Yo, Nick, please. Huh? You know something's been bothering me. I'm a witness, see? I'm like a customer here. So you got to treat me nice and stuff, okay? Mr. Butts. What? You only heard 1 gunshot, are you sure? Well, to tell you the truth, I'm not sure. Huh? Not sure? How could you not be sure? Yeah, well, I might have missed the other gunshot. I was listening to something else. Something else? My radio, dude, with my headphones. What? Customer in the court. Mr. Butts, you were listening to the radio with your headphones? Yeah, so what? That's a crime? I listen to my radio. Everybody listens to the radio. What's the big deal? Mr. von Karma, your opinion? Waste of time. I do not accept this witness nor his shoddy testimony. Huh. Well, Mr. Wright, should he continue to testify? Or the testimony? Ja, klar. Your Honor, please allow the witness to continue his testimony. Cup? Bah! Nothing is more pitiful than a lawyer who doesn't know when he's lost. Very well, Mr. Butts. Please give your testimony and be sure to include details like your radio. Right, leave it to me. I wouldn't if there were any other way out of this, believe me. Radio in 2016. It's lonely being alone on Christmas Eve. That's why I was listening to an all-request show on the radio, see? I was listening to it real booming loud, like... But I'm not sure I heard that gunshot. I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Oh, can't a man listen to his radio in peace? Isn't this a free country? I truly believe Larry has no idea what the problem here is. Judge, Can you believe a word this witness says? What he heard was probably nothing more than a drum beat from the radio. True enough. It is difficult to believe this testimony. Wait, Your Honor. The witness said he remembers exactly what the DJ said when he heard the gunshot. Excuse me? DJ? An announcer, the guy who says things on the radio. Anyway, what this means is when he heard the sound, no music was playing. The DJ only talks between songs, so he could have heard the gunshot from the lake. I'd like to cross-examine the witness, Your Honor. Very well, Mr. Wright. I can't believe I'm continuing this charade. Okay, Nebrev. Was mir hier gleich auffällt ist, I remember exactly what the DJ was saying when I heard it too. Was hat denn der DJ gesagt? What did she say? Mr. Wright, please cease these pointless questions. What possible good could knowing what the radio DJ said to us? Indeed, Mr. von Karma has a point. I'll allow the question only if you see reasons why we should care. We should care. We should care, Your Honor. Of course we should. Why? Well, how do I know if I don't ask, huh? Fine, very well. Mr. Butts, please testify to the court. What was the radio announcer saying when you heard the gunshot? Just when she said, hey, it's almost Christmas, I heard the gunshot. Yeah, easy. Larry, are you absolutely sure what you're saying is correct? Oh, nice, Viet. Huh? What's with the face? You look scary, dude. Hey, if you're trying to scare me, you better know I don't scare that easy. Is something the matter, Mr. Wright? Your Honor. Did you hear what the witness just said? The DJ said, hey, it's almost Christmas when he heard the gunshot. Indeed, and? Almost Christmas means it wasn't Christmas. Do you realize what this means? When he heard the gunshot, it was still Christmas Eve. That would seem to be the case, yes. But he should have heard that gunshot after midnight. This photograph is irrefutable proof of this fact. Let's see what the time was on the photo when the gun triggered Miss Hart's camera. 25th of December, 15 past midnight. 15 minutes after midnight on Christmas Day. This is a clear contradiction, Your Honor. Order, order! What does this mean? The two prior witnesses heard gunshots after midnight. However, this witness says he heard a gunshot before midnight. Judge, the answer is simple. The current witness is plainly mistaken. Just look at him. Suspicious. What? Huh? Well, Mr. Wright, what do you think about Mr. Butt's claim he heard the gunshot before midnight? Larry's right. Larry's definitely right. Larry's not mistaken, Your Honor. He heard the gunshot before midnight. Intriguing. I'm assuming you have evidence for this wild claim. Show me evidence there was a gunshot before midnight. Tja, und jetzt, meine Freunde, können wir doch das Foto Nummer 2 von Lotta zeigen, oder? Shows an empty lake taken automatically on December 24th. Look at this photograph. This was taken by our witness yesterday, Miss Lotta Hart, with her automatic camera. The timestamp on the photo reads December 24th, 11:50 p.m. Oh, huh? But there's nothing on the lake in this picture. Your Honor, the real issue here is not why nothing is shown in this photograph. It is why this photograph exists at all. What do you mean? Your Honor, this photograph was taken by an automatic camera. That camera was set to go off in response to loud noises. Aha, correct. There was a loud noise in the lake at 11:50. That is why this photograph was taken. In other words, when Larry heard that gunshot, it was most definitely still Christmas Eve. Indeed, it would seem that it is the case. Then, where does that leave us? Miss Hart testified that she heard the gunshots after midnight. Are you claiming she was mistaken? Not at all, Your Honor. It is a fact that the camera also triggered at 15 minutes after midnight. Your Honor, that night there were 2 sets of gunshots with a 25-minute pause between them. Alter. Why would this be? Don't be fooled, Judge. That camera was set to respond to loud noises. Yes? There is no proof that the loud noise at 11:50 was a gunshot. Why the witness could have sneezed, triggering the camera? Hey, my nose was clear that night, man. Clear. Huh. Well, Mr. Wright, there's no turning back now. Can you prove that the loud noise at 11:50 was indeed a gunshot? Please show the court evidence if you have any. Kann es sein, dass es die Pistole ist? Ich glaube, es könnte die Pistole sein, weil die Pistole 3-mal gefeuert wurde. Und wir aber nur 2, ja, ich glaube, es ist die Pistole. Es müsste die Pistole in dem Fall sein. Hätte ich jetzt auch gedacht. Ich glaube auch, dass es die Pistole ist. Naja, es muss die Pistole sein. Pistole? Entweder die Pistole oder es ist, ja, es muss die Pistole sein. This is my evidence. The murder weapon? Something about this pistol was bothering me, Your Honor. Both of the witnesses who testified yesterday heard 2 gunshots. However, the murder weapon was fired 3 times. When, then, was the last shot fired? Only now I have realized the truth. That 3rd shot was the shot Larry heard just before midnight. Sowieso, Hugi. Order. Order! Huh? That would make sense of the evidence we've seen so far. However, this leaves me wondering exactly what did happen that night on the lake. Exactly. If this is true, there were 2 sets of gunshots separated by 25 minutes. One at 11:50, another at 15 minutes after midnight. Why, I ask you, why? Oh, I'd better think of something quick. Wait a second. Gunshots separated by 25 minutes? Ah! What's wrong, Nick? I have it. Huh? Remember the case with the Steel Samurai? Huh? Yeah, of course I remember. The murderer in this case had the same idea as the murderer in that case. What do you mean? Maya! Yes? If we don't figure this out now, we'll never overturn Edgeworth's guilty verdict. I've got a hunch and I'm going to run with it. Right, I mean, is this safe? Safe? We've already gotten a guilty verdict. We have nothing to lose. You just watch and let me know if I say anything that sounds fishy, okay? Right, Nick? Your Honor. Yes, Mr. Wright? The testimony just now has cleared up this entire case. What do you mean, Mr. Wright? So you finally realized the truth. There can be no other murderer here than Miles Edgeworth himself. Wrong, Mr. Von Karma. A man was shot that night, but it wasn't Edgeworth who did the shooting. Listen, rookie. Take a deep breath and consider the facts. At the time of the murder, 1 boat was on that lake. This was shown by the witness photograph. The defendant Edgeworth and the victim Robert Hammond were on that boat. There was a gunshot fired on that boat and Robert Hammond fell into the lake. The distance of the shooting was 1 meter. It couldn't have been suicide. Well? The guilty part has to be the other man on that boat. I admit it is hard to imagine any other possibility. Yes. But this assumes that the victim was shot at 50 minutes after midnight. What do you mean by that, Mr. Wright? We have photographic evidence of the victim of the shooting, of the time of the shooting. The timestamp on the photo says 15 past midnight. But Larry heard a gunshot 25 minutes before that. Robert Hammond was killed then, 25 minutes before the shot on the lake. Chuse, 93, das ist genau die Scheiße, auf die ich Bock
War
hab.
schon
War schon lange nicht bei einem Stream von dir und schon ist es spannend. Danke und bleib wie du bist. Vielen Dank für die 4 Euro. Sehr lieb von dir. Dankeschön. Und viel Spaß beim Stream weiterhin. Regi Cash. That's the only way that Edgeworth could be innocent.